Oh, there has to be 20, 30, 40. Hey, good evening, everybody. Most of this class is about the simulation. I want to remind you we have 3 assignments due next week. Number 1 is the case study questions as a group for Club Med. If you're not here tonight, you have to do them on your own. Number 2 is the regional marketing analysis project for the simulation. And number 3 is round 4. I want to review a few things on this site. Just go down a little bit. Country Manager PowerPoints. Okay? Can you open that, Matt? Where right at the top of Course Resources. I just want to remind you, there's 3 PowerPoints here. One has to do with plan location. I don't think you need to look at that. If you're having problems with your brand equity, I've gone through these 2 PowerPoints. Take a look at them again. All right? Back up, Matt. I want to go through the regional marketing plan assignment again. Halfway down, more than halfway down. Farther. Yeah. Down. No. Oh, that should be up anyway. Regional marketing plan assignment. Okay. So we can go again. Let's go to the next one. Again, not to exceed 5 pages of text. There's your margin in that. Go to the next one. All right. Here's how we organize it. Sorry, Matt. You got to keep clicking out. I'll grab it. All right. Cover sheet. Name of countries you plan to enter in rounds 4. We'll be doing 4 this week. We'll do 5 and 6 next week. Executive summary. Please give me an executive summary. Most of you didn't do an executive summary on your first one. Opportunities and threats I want to hear about. The sequence and timing of additional countries you will be entering. Manufacturing and sourcing. All right. And then target market strategy for each of the additional countries you're going to enter. You can enter as many as 3 more countries if you'd like, for a grand total of 5. I don't know if you'd want to do that, but we only can do 1 a round. We can only enter, each decision round, we can only enter 1 new country. I don't think you really need to go into a 5th country in round 6. All right, so that's that, and your marketing mix strategy. There's a sheet that goes through this. Matt, can you close this? Can you move that resources for marketing? Watch how well he does this. We can edit. Where is it? There it is.
Where you want?
Yeah, move it up and over. Yep, right there. Can you move it over 1? All right. I want to go through the resources again for this. All right, because I changed 1. The plant location analysis spreadsheet was 2 sheets, and it was a little confusing. I think so. It must have been last Tuesday I redid it, and I did it into 1 page, and I put all the formulas in it. Okay. So basically, what I have, can we make it bigger? We can go to any. Let's go to up and left. All right. What I have is, we're going to do unit costs, medium economy, right? So put them in what the unit cost for medium economy is for period, let's say period 3 you're on, but we're actually doing period 4. Put them in, and then it'll copy right into all the other sections, all right? So I have it for all the countries. Next thing you want to do is get your tariff percentage and your tariff dollars right from the simulation. Add in your shipping costs, all right? I made a mistake here. costs from China to China. Remember, this is from China to China, from China to India, and so on, okay? And that'll give you a total landed cost, all right? So then we take our total landed cost and we put a 3-year forecast for how many we're going to sell in the years 4, 5, and 6 in each of those countries, and it'll be in millions, all right? And that's going to give you a grand total of your forecast for 3 years, and it's also going to give you your total dollars for 3 years, all right? We do the same for 5 years, all right? And we work our way down for every country, all right? So this is, if I put a plant in China, what's my total projected cost for 3 years and 5 years, all right? We do that for every country, and whatever comes up, the lowest manufacturing cost, that's probably where you want to put the plant, okay? So this is one sheet. It does everything for you. You just put in the numbers.
So Sam, across the top, are those aren't going to be the same numbers, are they? The unit cost, China, India.
No, they're right in your. If you go on the simulation right now, what are the unit costs?
No, not in it.
You know, we can put them in right now if we wanted to.
Oh, is that from the home location or no?
No, this is from. All right. Yep, cost structure. All right, so the first.
Okay, right there, I got you.
And we're looking at unit cost for medium economy. All right, so can you put one in just to make sure it works, man? Put in 52 cents there. Ah.
Gotcha.
Okay. See, I do some work. All right, let's close this out. I thought that sheet came up when you opened my regional marketing plan template. All right, this is what you're going to be using also to support what you're doing in your write-up. All right, so we want to know the 3rd, 4th, and 5th countries. Remember, you don't have to go in a 5th country, but you do have to go in a 3rd country in round 3, or wait, 3rd country in round 4, a 4th country in round 5. All right, so basically, we got all the things having to do with our channels, our positioning, and our main competitors. But use this to help you complete the paper, all right? And if you do me a favor, you can put these right in as an appendix. Either way, email me these sheets or put them in as an appendix, all right? Any questions on this assignment? Of course, it's due Sunday night at 11:55 or 11:59. There's a Dropbox for it. Okay? Close that. I was really surprised when I started reading these market entry analysis plans. And I look at the first sheet, and I see your market attractiveness, where you calculated the market attractiveness. And I made the assumption that you would probably go into the 2 countries with the highest 2 numbers. And some groups didn't go into the countries with the highest 2 numbers, but they did justify it, all right? A better way to justify it is what you wrote up. Put that in the market of attractiveness report, which helped you make that decision. Instead of having those 5 factors, use your own factors, which I said you could do. But there were a few I think there were more than 2 teams. I think it was 3 teams that they didn't go into the countries that came out with the highest number. Okay? Close that. I got an email. All right, let's open Summer right here, Matt. This one right here. On the right. Yeah, thank you. And let's go to results. Hopefully it has the results. All right, what round? Let's go to real round. That says practice. Team. Let's go to like round 3. You can open up any of the companies. All right, what do we do now? what do we do now? We should know this, but the teams that aren't doing bad aren't doing as well as others. I see your flaws, all right? So let's look at some stuff here. Let's look under competition, all right? Look at all the things available under competition. Let's open up promotion for one, promotion, all right? If I looked at China, all right, it shows me what everybody's spending on promotion in China. And I can go even farther in it. All right, it'll even tell me where they're spent by channel. All right? If I look at pricing, all right, I can see what everybody's pricing at. So there's no reason that your pricing should be 50% lower or 50% higher than the competition. And some teams still have problems with that. You don't have to be as low as the local competitors, because they don't have brand names, or the regional, but you got to be somewhere in the ballpark of the brand names. Okay? Advertising. It gives you all on advertising. Let's click on advertising. All right? And it tells you everything what's going on for advertising in that market. And it shows you the dollars, both in a graph and up on top. So you can see what your competition is doing as well as you're doing. We could switch to Japan. Okay? So anywhere there's blue highlighted for a country, you can open it up. Let's look under environment, Matt. Up a couple. All right? Take a look at industry news every week. All right? It tells you some things. There's not much new in it, though. Let's look at company. All right? One of the first things you have to look at is the performance summary, and I'm going to tell you why you look at the different sheets, what's different on it. The first thing you see is your overall performance by country, but it's in U.S. dollars. All right? So you got an idea of U.S. dollars. And it's saying, here's the total units sold, I think, total manufacturing sales, market share. Oh, that's China's total, $6 billion worth of toothpaste is sold in the year. 854 million was with this company, 14% market share. That's their country contribution for that period. Somebody made a lot of money in period 4. And their cumulative contribution, all right? The next thing shows us expenditures as a percent of manufacturer sales. This is important because it shows you where you might be making a mistake, all right? So this team is pretty consistent. Its cost of goods sold are higher as a percentage of sales. Cost of goods sold would be the landed product cost, which includes the cost of the product, the shipping, and the tariffs, right? I don't know where they're manufacturing here. Their allowance is pretty consistent. Their promotion is pretty consistent. Look at their advertising percentage. Their sales force, they have more in South Korea. All right? We go down. Brand equity index. This is very important. These numbers, 27 under South Korea and 33 and 38 under China, those are bad, those aren't good numbers. Go back to that brand equity index and see how you can improve those. All right? Product standardization. All right, so we have two different ways to measure brand equity again. You're going to get a country index based on those 5 categories, and then we have an overall that combines things. One has to do with, are you selling the same products in each market? Product standardization, they got 100 on it. Regional diversification has to do with, are you doing equal amounts in different countries, or how close are you to that? That's never going to be even, though. The consolidated country brand index is the 3-country index, a weighted average of the 3-country index, okay? Something's really bad there in South Korea under creative execution, okay? So these are things that show you in one snapshot, one page, how you're doing and what you may want to improve on, and where you may be having difficulties. Can we go back, Matt? Is it possible to go back? Let's go to the net contribution. Again, the net contribution shows your unit sales, and this is for your whole, and this is now in, is it still in U.S. dollars? Yes, in U.S. dollars, okay? It's just going to be something we already saw on the other sheet, but done in a different way. This adds in, though, what are my total costs of marketing? In this case, 10.3%, which isn't bad because they were starting with a 37.5% gross margin. Can we, is that period 8? Can we go to period 4, Matt? Right up there. That's why it was so good. Period 4. All right. That looks a little different. All right. I want to show you something. Look at fixed cost, 9.7, and plant depreciation, 61. Can we go to period 3? Plant depreciation, 0, and fixed costs. We're a little bit higher. That's when they put a plan in period 4. Okay? And they were losing money in 3. Let's go back to 4. Let's go to the country contribution. All right. This is again, now we have China. They're losing money in China. Let's go to change China. South Korea. They're losing money in South Korea. But can we go to period 3 just for a second, Matt? No. Can we go back to China? All right, China. Let's see what their cost of goods sold was. 66.2 in period 3. Let's see what it dropped to in period 4 when they put a plan in. Not much. Must have dropped in. Can we go to the last country, Matt? The 4th country. Philippines. They must have not put much plant in. Okay. And they're losing money there just a little bit. One thing I wanted to talk to you about, the plant you can put in period 4. I was talking about 100 million production. In this market, we can do 500 million. Your plant you can do 500 million units but it won't come into, oh, I see why. Can we go to period 5, Matt? Because your plant really doesn't go into production until period 5. See how much their cost of goods sold went down 10%? All right, that's why. So you can put in a plant for 500 million in period 4, which will start in period 5. You can add 5 million more in period 5. You'd be up to 1 billion production, because some of the teams are getting close to that. Let's close this out and go back. Can we go right back to our first sheet in our country manager? Close that, yeah. Yeah, let's open up Utica. All right, let's go to results. All right, we want to go to team. Let's go to team period 2. There was period 2. Nobody doing great except for team 6 was really doing well, 98.2. In period 2, they made $100 million. Pretty strong in period 2. Their net contribution was 21. I saw a couple teams in period 3, they actually went backwards on cumulative profitability. Let's look at period 3. So they were at 21.6. Yeah, they lost, for some reason, Team 6 lost money in period 3.
It was when we entered our second market.
When you entered your second market, that which makes sense. So, you're not supposed to tell that. No, you can't. So, does anybody have any questions about the homework, the simulation? We know what we're doing?
Rebecca, go ahead.
So we're looking at adding our plant in period 4, is that correct?
You have to have a plan in period 4.
So when I look in the simulation, it doesn't tell me I can do that. It says you do not have the ability to start construction of a plant in one of the scenario countries.
It should have it. I set it up that way. I'll call them first thing in the morning. Thank you for alerting me to that, because they've made some mistakes before.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Rebecca. Is every team that way? Can you go to team 1 just for the heck of it? Yeah. Decision analysis, or decisions. Is it under decisions? Production. Can you click on production? Yes, you do have the. Okay, I'll make sure it's taken care of. This is right. All right, I'll make sure it's taken care of. You'll have the ability to do that tomorrow. I'll call them first thing when I get up. Thank you for letting me know that, because that's a bummer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And remember, we should be, by the end of, you should enter another country in round 4 and another country in round 5. All right? So we'd be in a total of 4 countries. You know what? You need to enter another country in round 4. If you don't want to enter any more countries, you're done. No, I think you should enter. You got to have 4 countries. You got to have 4 countries. 4, I'm sorry. All right? So maybe I should sit down with every team for just a few minutes and review where you're at, because a couple teams are struggling. Team 4, I'll go to you first, Team 4, all right? The other teams, you can work on filling out that one spreadsheet, and I can look at it if you want while we're here, all right? Remember, here's your unit sales already, and you can find your unit sales by country by going to country, right? Under company, country contribution, right at the top it shows you how many units you sold in each country. All right? So one team is already, team 2, maybe you do not want to put 500 million units of production in. All right? I think you do, though, because I think your sales are going to go up in the next period. All right? So I'm going to sit down. I'm going to go to each team. You're welcome to work whatever you want to work on the other teams. Do not leave. We're going to meet again at the end of class. All right? So we can go to breakout rooms if we want.
When we meet back.
We can meet back at, what time we get done? 8:40, how's that? 8:40. And I think I can get to every team today. I hope I helped a little bit. I don't have the questions to everything. I know one team I was disappointed because it was hard for me to see where they're having problems because everything was close. So another couple teams we identified big problems, big issues. So I think you all got a strategy. When you do, focus on that 3-year forecast, okay? And use the 3-year forecast for your decision on where you're going to put the plan in. And if you're looking at the 3-year forecast, remember you have numbers for 2 of the countries already. That's going to increase each year over the next 3 years, all right? And then just put a small amount for the other 2 countries. Because you want to pretty much right now think about manufacturer where it's going to lowest your cost to where you are going to be in the next 3 years. All right? Carolina, do you have a question? Hello, Carolina.
Hi there. Yeah, actually it was about the 3-year forecast. We were struggling on how to calculate that. Are we missing something?
Okay. You're not, it's not rocket science. There's no formula. In the simulation at the end of year 3, you know how many units you did in each of 2 countries in year 3, right? Right, Carolina?
Yes.
Are you saying yes because you are absolutely sure of that?
Did you hear the hesitation in my voice?
Well, if you go to either the performance summary, it's going to tell you how many units you sold in each country, and you can also get that in the country contribution report. Right up top, it tells you how many units they're selling.
Correct.
In each country.
Okay.
So start from there, and you know in year 3 you're going to increase it, or year 4, year 5, and 6, and just add those, you know, do 10 or 15% increases for these 2 countries, add those numbers up, and there's your 3-year forecast for those 2 countries, and then you want to just, the 3rd and 4th countries you're going to go into. Remember, in 3 years, your 4th country will only actually be in there 2 years. All right? And if you hear it from me right now, I'm going to do you a big favor. You don't have to do the 5-year forecast. All right? Don't do the 5-year forecast. Just do the 3-year forecast, because that's what's most important now. 3-year forecast, you'll be in 4 countries. 2 you're already in. That'll be the bulk of your forecast probably, unless you're going into China in the next year, because China is a much bigger market. All right? So it's not rocket science. That's what's nice about this. But do your best estimate, and don't kill yourself on it. All right? Which team are you, Carolina?
Okay, thank you. Team 5.
Team 5. You're already selling 792 units, 792 million units in 1 year. All right? So
Yep.
your fourth year, you'll probably sell almost 900 million units. Your 5th year, you'll sell 1.2 million. You know, things like that.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Other than you want to tell me you like my orange tie.
I already gave you that compliment.
Thank you.
You need another one.
I know, I like it. All right, what else? Call it a night? Let's go Nova. Anybody room for Michigan?
Go Michigan.
I am. Who?
Huh?
Sometimes I see them dog shit.
Wait, somebody's talking.
I said go Michigan.
Go Michigan, okay.
Everyone has their flaws.
I say, I'm going to add one word to go Michigan. Go home, Michigan.
All I care is somebody beat UConn.
Wasn't that good? 2 years,
Oh, with 2
years in a row. 2 years,
2 buzzer beaters for 2 nights in a row.
2 years in a row you kind of got beat in the semifinals on last second shot.